Good morning, my name is Chris and welcome to my YouTube channel. Alexa, what's the time please?
It's 7:33 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Tuesday the 26th of April.
And Alexa, what's the weather like?
In Rochester, it's 6 degrees Celsius with clear skies and sun. Today, you can expect mostly sunny weather with a high of 14 degrees and a low of 4 degrees.
So every morning now, I'm trying to lose a bit of weight, especially off my stomach, so that when I eat food, my stomach isn't so big that it presses on my clothes. So, every morning now I get up and I do a couple of exercises, whether it's sat down like this, so just put your legs up like this, do a couple of these, so 10 of those, up again, you stretch your arms out, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Later on in the late morning I should do exercises to 80s music or even 60s music. I put my music on and then I try and sometimes it is just sat in the chair because it's painful. It's just doing that was painful. Right, so I've been in my flat all day yesterday, apart from going out with the dog. Same sort of thing today, laying off the phone, which is helping. When the phone rang yesterday, it crippled me for a couple of hours. Absolutely crippled me. Just somebody ringing on that phone. I have nerve damage to the face. It just loud noises trigger it off. The wind is brushing your teeth, so you get to know your own body, your own face, and what sets it off. So obviously, if a phone starts your pain off, you keep the phone out of the way, don't you? That's what I've been doing. Yesterday, I took Max out for a walk last night. Walked down Common Creek Wharf. A girl with a bun in her hair came out of her flat, and a waft of food smell came out, a great big waft of someone's dinner cooking. Now I went out after 7 last night and this waft of food came in my face. Now I'd eaten 2 baked potatoes yesterday and some bacon. I had a bacon roll for breakfast, 2 baked potatoes, one with beans and one with bacon, and I'd eaten fairly well, so the smell of the food actually made me feel sick. It was really, really strong and potent. Walked past that, there was a couple walking together. There's a lot of couples now holding hands and walking together since that bloke did that to me. I don't know whether it's just me like thinking it, but I do seem to be seeing more couples together since that bloke mucked me about. I'm happy by myself. I have an illness that needs, sometimes when I get sick I need to lie down in a dark room and just stay there for hours. You see, sometimes when I'm offline and there's a video where it's gone hours, I might have a migraine, I might be resting. See, I don't do videos all the time. So I managed to get onto the field. There was what appeared to be 2 boys throwing metal implements. I don't know whether it was a golf stick or whatever it was, but they were on top of the hill part of the field, smoking, large bursts of smoke coming out, and it looked like they were throwing objects. on the floor. One of the kids stamps his feet on the floor. He's got autism, obviously. So I let it go. You know, it was going on for about 20 minutes, and I thought, come on, settle down. You know, it's nearly 9 o'clock, settle down. And then all of a sudden it was, sorry, I have to do this, Max. Sit up there, little man. Sit up there. Sit, good boy. All of a sudden, you know, thumping, and like that. Max got off the sofa. He got distressed and went to the door and started barking, and I shouted, hey, come on. So a little later on, I went into the bedroom to look at the messages on my phone, and the guy upstairs, for about 10 minutes, kept doing that, and I didn't rise to it. I just sat and I just meditated. I watch Russell Brand a lot, and he tells you to meditate, you know, and meditate, just sit there, and I just closed my eyes and I just ignored it when he was going and other people can hear it because he's on the balcony doing it. And I calmed myself down, and I thought, you know, that's it. You know, if they do it again, I'm just going to go in the bedroom and I'm going to do some meditative exercises. But honestly, it was terrible, right? There's a wet floor sign opposite me. The cleaners have left a wet floor sign out in the opposite flats, right opposite me. Caution, wet floor. They did that Lansdowne Court, didn't they? They kept leaving the wet floor signs out for people to trip over. And one of them got broken, someone trod on it. It's not the fact that I don't want to meet somebody. I'm not you know, what was that all about the other day? Coming up to me. His name was Mark, apparently. The little elderly guy was called Mark. And I thought, oh, what a nice chap. Oh, I'm going to have a, you know. So you've got to be careful when you meet someone outside. People aren't what they seem, guys. They just aren't. Right. Alexa, can you put LBC radio on?
LBC London from Global Player.
Did we go too low? Did we let too many people go?
Well, it's not a question that we certainly all cut back, and you can see that just for our business, a £4 billion loss, you have to reduce the number of people on the payroll. But we started scaling up back in the last quarter of last year, ahead of a peak in the summer. What's happened is the government's opened up far earlier than we were expecting, and the demand has come back. Now, I'm definitely not complaining about that. It just means that we don't quite have enough people yet back at the airport to be able to meet that demand.
Well, maybe on top of that, Mr. Holliday.
Well, we should be back in balance for the summer, but the fact that we can get people through 95% of passengers through security in 5 minutes or less shows that we, in spite of having very few people, we are working well together in a very organised way to get people on their journey. So it may take a little bit longer than usual, but we are getting people onto their flights.
Lastly, finally, why would it seem necessary at first that you wanted to raise the passenger charge at airlines by as much as £43, but it was held at £22? I understand you're one of the most expensive airports in the world. Why even more expensive?
Well, actually, relative to the ticket prices that airlines charge, we're not one of the most expensive airports in the world, and people pay full service. And we've seen over the last few weeks,
Why do you need an extra £43?
We have far fewer passengers. It's as simple as that. Far fewer passengers, very high fixed costs to make sure that people can keep on travelling through. And if you divide one to the other, then our car prices would have to go up. But the impact actually is only less than 2% increase in the ticket price. And this is at a time when airlines are, as you know, doubling ticket prices in many cases. So this is a very small part of the overall cost to consumers. But if it gives us predictable journeys, good quality service, great facilities, then that is the price worth paying.
John Holland here, Chief Executive of Heathrow Airport. Thank you for your time today, 7:44. Harold has been Finchley, right or wrong, to publish in the public interest that story about Andrew Rayner. Good morning.
Good morning, Nick. I mean, without any shadow of a doubt, that's caused the journalists to write this. It is like shouting at a witness reporting a crime to the police. I mean, I'm absolutely incredulous. This is exactly the same as Partygate. When an election comes around, we will see a very sanitised version of the people who are asking for our votes. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And if this is being reported to journalists, we can see on the news at 10 that these are a bunch of kind of, schoolboys.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it's in the public interest for us to see that the underlying attitudes, which are underlying from the very slick party machines, that portray them when they want our votes. It couldn't be more in the public interest, I would suggest.
I love your analogy of shouting at the witnesses in the crime. Harold, thank you. I think we'll work hard to do better than that. We'll stay with this conversation also coming up after the news. We will be hearing from Armed Forces Minister James Heatley. This is President Putin, of course, apparently turns up yet more pressure on Ukraine, who in turn are asking for more weapons. 7:46 LBC News headlines, Thomas Watts.
Elon Musk is expected to scale back Twitter's content rules after agreeing to take the company into private ownership. Russia's foreign minister